Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be showing you how to integrate WooCommerce as a third-party store into TinyBrander. So it means you're not going to be using the inbuilt TinyBrander store funneling system and you want to have all of your products displayed on a WooCommerce store somewhere else. Everything will still work fine with TinyBrander. We'll still print your labels, we'll still dispatch all your products, but all of the front-end stuff is done by WooCommerce. So we're going to show you a full tutorial of how to integrate that right now. We have everything up on the screen here, so off we go. The first thing we have to do is go down on the left-hand menu here to third-party stores, click that, and then we want to hit Create New Store. We want to give this store a name, so let's just call this John's Test WooCom Store. And the third party, we want to select WooCommerce. So we click that. Okay, and then it tells us all of the things that we need to collect in WooCommerce in order to do this. So we're going to look for the WooCommerce store URL, the WooCommerce consumer key, the WooCommerce consumer secret, and whatever currency that store is in. So let's go across to my WooCommerce store now in WordPress. And the first thing we need to do when we go into WordPress, you'll be right here. If I just go to the dashboard, be somewhere like this in the dashboard. What you need to do first of all is go down to the settings on the left-hand side. So go to settings on the left-hand side and then go down again to permalinks on the left-hand side there. Click permalinks. You want to make sure that you have selected post name as the selection there. As long as that's selected, that is good. And then if you go back to general in the settings here, it will show you the web address that we'll need for your store. Now, if your store is held in a subfolder of that domain, don't worry about that, because what we need is the actual domain name, the root domain. That's what we're looking for. We don't want to have the actual, say for example, if I move over here, your store is at /shop. We don't need that. We just need the first part of it, just the domain name. So here we have http://www.bighairydogmarketing.com. Even though our store is held in a /shop, we want this part, and we're going to copy that and go across here and enter that as the store URL. Okay. Next, we need to generate some consumer keys and secret keys. So go back to WordPress, and this time go to WooCommerce and click on Settings. You want to go across to Advanced, and then click where it says REST API. Okay, and there's no keys here right now, so we want to hit the big button that says Create an API Key. So we want to give this a description we can recognize, so I'm just going to use TinyBrander because that's the integration we're building. We leave the user as our username, and we want to change the permissions to read and write, just like that, and then hit Generate API Key. That's then going to give you these two keys, the consumer key and the secret key. So I am just going to copy the consumer key first, come back to TinyBrander, and paste that consumer key in there. And then we're looking for the consumer secret. So we go back to WordPress one final time. We grab the consumer secret and we copy that, come back to TinyBrander and paste that in right there. We then need to select our core store currency. We are going to be in US dollars, and if you want to check that in WordPress, you can do that just by going to the settings area and looking in general, and you can see down here the currency is set to US dollars. So we just want to make sure that that matches, and it does. So we then hit Create Store in TinyBrander, and you see success, the store is successfully added. Then what happens is that will give you a list of all of the products available in TinyBrander. You are going to need to go across to the three dots and make sure that you have your labels created for all of these products. Otherwise, we won't know what to print when the orders come through. So make sure for every product that you move across to WooCommerce has a label created. And that you have added that label onto the mockup. Now we have separate tutorials on the label making and adding labels onto the mockup. Just search for those videos in the tutorial section. But once we create a label and we add it to the mockup, we are good to then add it to the platform. And the way we do that is everything is automatically added. And if we don't want to send anything across to WooCommerce, we can just switch it off. So for example, there, I just switched off the hair growth caps, and that would not be sent across to WooCommerce. And again, there I can switch off the hair serum and just leave everything else. Next step is just hit next, and you choose the wallet that you want to use for this particular store integration. Again, we have separate tutorials on the wallet. This is just defaulting to my main wallet. And finally, we hit next, where we can publish products. And if we just hit publish products there, that's going to go out and take all of the products that we had selected in step 1 and push them all into the WooCommerce store so that they are ready for sale. Now this may take a couple of minutes because it is building every single product that we had selected there into the WooCommerce store. So it may take a minute or two to just push everything across with all of the images and all of the mock-ups to get your store ready. So just be patient with it. It is working in the background. Okay, as you can see, that has now added all of those products to the platform. And if we go across to the WooCommerce shop right now, you can see that they are all sitting there. And if we go scroll through, we have all of the products that we had selected added to the platform. So that's how you integrate WooCommerce. If anybody comes along here now and orders, say, this product, go to the cart, and they check out on this store, all of those details will be sent to TinyBrander, and we will handle all of the shipping and delivery as if the order had been generated inside TinyBrander native platform. So that's how we do it. I hope that helped. As always, if you have questions or concerns, just email us at support@tinybrander.com. All the best. Thanks. Bye-bye.